Yo, what's happening, YouTube family? 2K Mechanic back with another video. In this video, we're going to break down the tier badge system and the core badges in next gen. If you're on current gen, you don't have to go through this. I already looked at the builder in current gen and make a few builds. You guys don't have this system, so don't even worry about it. You should be more focused on how many badges you get overall versus the tier badge system. All right, but before we get into the explanation, please like up the video. When you like up the video, it helps disseminate this information out to other content seekers, our subscribers. Everybody out there is able to see the video, and it helps the channel grow for sure. So I appreciate that. Shout out to all of the returning subs for checking out all the videos. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button. We post daily 2K content on this channel for current gen and next gen. So let's go ahead and tap in. All right, let's get into it, y'all. All right. So the tier badge system. The tier badge system works simply like this. So you have 3 tiers, of course, as you can see on the screen. And for reference, I am using this is my catfish build. If you want to know how to make this build, the link will also be in the description. It'll give all the details and stuff like that. So feel free to skip around, but like that video as well if you think the build is good. But anyway, you got 3 tiers, right? So usually like your game breaking badges or your most important badges are in tier 3. So the badges in each tier are associated by height. So if you have a short guard build like 6'1" and below, you'll have different tiers, different badges in different tiers. And as you move up to, the swing 6'5" through 6'5" through 6'7", your badges in each tier changes, and so forth and so on. So on this build, this is a 6'8" build that has glove and interceptor in tier 2. Now on the smaller builds, glove and interceptor are tier 3 badges. And all this means is it might take you a while to even get to tier 3 to be able to use your tier 3 badges, right? That's why you see a lot of people, if you're new, you see a lot of people talking about, I haven't even unlocked any tier 3 badges, right? So to unlock a tier 3 badge, as you can see here at the bottom of the screen, you have to equip at least 10 points between tiers 1 and 2, which means, so we'll go ahead and show you guys, like I have to do, so as you can see, when it's as across on the tier 2, you see 8 badge points equipped. So then I need 2 more badge points, and we'll go workhorse, right? And then you can equip it like that. So the other thing to notice is, when you do tier 1 badges to start equipping them cost 1 point, right? Cost 1 point per each badge point to equip. Tier 2 starts at 3. It requires 3 points and then 1 point after you initiate the 3, right? Tier 3 starts with 5 badge points and costs you 1 badge point to increase thereafter, right? So when you're making your build, right, it's critical to understand what badges you have in tier 1 and what badges you have in tier 2 and tier 3, right? So you can kind of think about which badges you want to get before you even put VC on the build. This is critical, y'all. A lot of people are making builds and they still don't understand the tier system. So you really want to digest this tier system explanation before you make a badge. So, and the reason why you see a lot of 6'8" and 6'9" builds out there is because glove, which is usually a tier 3 badge for smaller players, is a tier 2 badge. So you can equip this off the jump, but of course you'll need to have 3. But once you start equipping this and you don't have to worry about tier 3 and core and tier 3 badges, we'll get into core in a minute, then it makes it a little bit easier to make a lock build at the taller heights, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the tier system explained, right? Remember, you got to start here and here before you can even get to here, and that's how you have to utilize that, right? So what that means also is number 2, if you want to have a tier 3 badge, you need to have at least, I know it takes 10 to get to this point, but you want to have at least a total of 15 badges to even start to equip a tier 3 badge, right? So it takes 10 badge points to unlock a tier 3, but it takes you an additional 5 to even equip a tier 3. So you want a minimum of 15 if you want at least one tier 3 bronze badge. You need 16 if you want gold, right? And you need 17 if you want a gold badge, right? So keep that in mind whenever you're making your player, you're making builds. As you can see on my playmaking, on this build, I only have 9. So I don't even have a chance. I mean, I don't even have tier 3 badges unlocked for this build. But even if I did, I wouldn't be able to equip one. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm okay with that because, you know, you can core any badge on any tier, right? You can core any badge on any tier. So basically, like I said before, all right, now, like I mentioned before, you got to get all your badge points here in these two before you can unlock here, right? So let's go ahead and look at that unlocking a tier 3. All right, so let's say we wanted anchor, right? So I can unlock anchor. When I unlock anchor, that leaves me only 17 points left, right? So then I can probably unlock challenger and then unlock clamps, right? Boom. All right. So this is number 3. Number 3, this is where we start talking about core. When people say core badges, core badges, core badges. When you core a badge, and when I say core, that means, you know, I go in and then as you can see, it says triangle to core. When I core the badge, boom, it makes that badge free, right? So you can core any badge in any tier, right? But the preferred method would be is you want to core something that costs the most badge points because you'll get all those points back. So usually your tier 3, especially if you have a Hall of Fame, your gold badge is going to cost you 7. A Hall of Fame badge is going to cost you 8. So if you have a Hall of Fame badge in tier 3, you core that badge, right? Because that'll cost you 8, and then that'll give you 8 free points back. The other thing is, and this is number 4. Number 4, when you core a badge, right? You need to be mindful of which tier it's in. So you always typically want a core badge in tier 3. If you can get tier 3 badges, you want a core badge in tier 3, because if I core a badge, let's go here and uncore it. If I cored, let's put another badge point here. So if I cored this interceptor badge, right? Gold, which cost me 5, I get 5 back, but I can't, I'm locked out of my tier 3. So you always want to core a tier 3 badge when you have all your badges in order to get the proper amount of badges, number 1, and then you'll still have access to the other you have access to the other tier 3 badges if you want to use that. So that's pretty critical, y'all. You want to have enough to be able to core a tier 3 badge. If you have tier 3 badges that you want to use, right? And then you can use those points down below, right? So you don't want to core a tier 2 unless you don't have any tier 3 badges you can core, right? Because a bronze tier 3 will cost as much as a gold tier 2 or tier 1 badge, right? So, you want to make sure, or really a tier 2 badge, because a Hall of Fame, as you can see, Hall of Fame only costs you 4 here. Hall of Fame will cost you 6 here, and Hall of Fame will cost you 8 here. So you definitely want to be mindful of which badges you're coring, and proceed with caution with your overall plan. All right, number 5, this is the last thing that we want to talk about when we talk about core badges. All right, y'all, so we're gonna talk about tip number 5. Tip number 5 is actual core badge progression, right? Core badge progression. Remember, I told you to core a badge, you need to have, the right amount of points to even unlock the badge. So the part 2 of this is, and this is what makes badge progress a little bit more tedious this year, right? So, when we made the build, we had ideas of which badges we want to core. The second part of that is you gotta be able to core that badge, right? So for this one, I'm working on clamps, right? So as you can see at the bottom, you get your challenge progression. So you get progression to even be able to core that particular badge. So I still have a long way kind of to go if I want to core it on gold. I'm close to maybe coring it on silver. And the thing is, when you core a badge, right? Let's say I wanted to core it on bronze, right? I have it complete on bronze, so I can core it up to bronze. I don't have the option to core it on silver or gold, right? I could core it on bronze. So if I cored it on bronze, right? I have 7 badge. Oh yeah, I took this badge. I already had this one cored, right? Because I already have it complete. So anyway, what I'm telling you is if you core a badge, then you're not able to continue progression on coring the next level. So I have it cored here to save the badge points, but I won't get any core progression towards silver and for sure not gold because I have it cored. So once you core a badge, no matter what badge that is, if you don't have the final level complete, you know, to where you can core the final level, and then you core that particular badge at a lower level, you will not get additional badge progress on that badge core challenge until it's uncored again. All right. So that's another key thing that people don't really think about when they start to core badges and core badge progression, you know, so you have to kind of pick and choose. So like I said, for me, go ahead and uncore this. The smartest one for me to do is this one right here, because it costs 3. So then I can just go ahead and put this and work on this. I think what I might do is once I get this to silver, and this is the strategic part of it, because some badges are faster to core than others, right? So clamps is going to take me a little minute. What I should have did first was core challenger, because I get a lot more contests, work on coring challenger, and then I can start working on, once I get this to silver, I'll get back to challenger. So the tip is start working on badges that activate quite frequently, and that'll allow you to core the badges a lot faster, right? And then you can move on to your next progression of coring particular badges that you're going to want to use. All right, and that's pretty much it. Explaining, breaking down the badge tier system and the core system in this game. Hopefully you found that information helpful. 2K Mechanics signing out. You guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer those. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, y'all.